Chapter 24. And it came to pass after the death of Abraham, that the Lord blessed Isaac his son. And he arose from Hebron, and went and dwelt at the well of the vision, in the first year of the 3rd week, 2073 a.m. of this Jubilee, 7 years. And in the first year of the 4th week, a famine began in the land, 2080 a.m., besides the first famine, which had been in the days of Abraham. And Jacob sawed lentil pottage, and Esau came from the field hungry. And he said to Jacob his brother, Give me some of this red pottage. And Jacob said to him, Sell to me your birthright, and I will give you bread, and also some of this lentil pottage. And Esau said in his heart, I shall die. Of what profit to me is this birthright? And he said to Jacob, I give it to you. And Jacob said, Swear to me this day. And he swore to him. And Jacob gave his brother Esau bread and pottage, and he ate till he was satisfied. And Esau despised his birthright. For this reason was Esau's name called Edom, on account of the red pottage which Jacob gave him for his birthright. And Jacob became the elder, and Esau was brought down from his dignity. And the famine was over the land, and Isaac departed to go down into Egypt in the 2nd year of this week, and went to the king of the Philistines to Gerar, to Abimelech. And the Lord appeared to him and said to him, Go not down into Egypt, dwell in the land that I shall tell you of, and sojourn in this land, and I will be with you and bless you. For to you and to your seed I will give this land, and I will establish my oath, which I swore to Abraham your father, and I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven, and will give to your seed all this land. And in your seed shall all the nations of the earth be blessed, because your father obeyed my voice, and kept my charge, and my commandments, and my laws, and my ordinances, and my covenant. And now obey my voice, and dwell in this land. And he dwelt in Gerar 3 weeks of years. And Abimelech charged concerning him, 2080 to 2101 a.m., and concerning all that was his, saying, Any man that shall touch him or anything that is his shall surely die. And Isaac waxed strong among the Philistines, and he got many possessions, oxen and sheep and camels and asses, and a great household. And he sowed in the land of the Philistines, and brought in 100-fold. And Isaac became exceedingly great, and the Philistines envied him. Now all the wells which the servants of Abraham had dug during the life of Abraham, the Philistines had stopped them after the death of Abraham, and filled them with earth. And Abimelech said to Isaac, Go from us, for you are much mightier than we. And Isaac departed from there in the 1st year of the 7th week, and sojourned in the valleys of Gerar. And they dug again the wells of water which the servants of Abraham his father had dug, and which the Philistines had closed after the death of Abraham his father. And he called their names as Abraham his father had named them. And the servants of Isaac dug a well in the valley, and found living water. And the shepherds of Gerar strived with the shepherds of Isaac, saying, The water is ours. And Isaac called the name of the well Perversity, because they had been perverse with us. And they dug a 2nd well, and they strived for that also, and he called its name Enmity. And he arose from there, and they dug another well, and for that they did not strive. And he called the name of it Room. And Isaac said, Now the Lord has made room for us, and we have increased the land. And he went up from there to the well of the oath in the 1st year of the 1st week, in the 44th Jubilee, 2108 a.m. And the Lord appeared to him that night on the new moon of the 1st month, and said to him, I am the God of Abraham your father. Fear not, for I am with you, and shall bless you, and surely multiply your seed as the sand of the earth, for the sake of Abraham, my servant. And he built an altar there, which Abraham his father had first built, and he called upon the name of the Lord, and he offered sacrifice to the God of Abraham his father. And they dug a well, and they found living water. And the servants of Isaac dug another well, and did not find water. And they went and told Isaac that they had not found water. And Isaac said, I have sworn this day to the Philistines, and this thing has been announced to us. And he called the name of that place the Well of the Oath, for there he had sworn to Abimelech and Ahuzzath, and Phicol the prefect, his host. And Isaac knew that day that under constraint he had sworn to them to make peace with them. And Isaac on that day cursed the Philistines, and said, Cursed be the Philistines to the day of wrath and indignation from the midst of all nations. May God make them a derision and a curse and an object of wrath and indignation in the hands of the sinners, the Gentiles, and in the hands of the Kittim. Whoever escapes the sword of the enemy and the Kittim, may the righteous nation root out in judgment from under heaven. For they shall be the enemies and foes of my children throughout their generations upon the earth. And no remnant shall be left to them, nor one that shall be saved on the day of the wrath of judgment. For destruction and rooting out and expulsion from the earth is the whole seed of the Philistines reserved. And there shall no longer be left for these Caphtorim a name or a seed on the earth. For though he ascend to heaven, there shall he be brought down, and though he make himself strong on earth, there shall he be dragged forth. And though he hide himself amongst the nations, even from there shall he be rooted out. And though he descend into Sheol, there also shall his condemnation be great. And there also he shall have no peace. And if he go into captivity, by the hands of those that seek his life shall they slay him on the way. And neither name nor seed shall be left to him on all the earth. For into eternal malediction shall he depart. And thus it is written and engraved concerning him on the heavenly tablets, to do to him on the day of judgment, so that he may be rooted out of the earth.